All right, I think you know we're in a game, right? It is a game. Doesn't mean it's any easier, but the game's kicking in. And now it's time for us to get on that leaderboard. It's kicking in a way where when you go into consciousness, you start to understand why you're here and what has to happen in the next few years. Oh, this could be ongoing, a couple hundred years, but you and I aren't going to be here in a couple hundred years, well, unless we come back. And I want to talk to you right now about this transformational, let's just say, agreement that you had to play out the game. Now, I talked about the human exit strategy that's going on. That's always been going on, but it's more so now because of whatever happens is going to determine what other people do. I'll explain that a little bit more here. You ready to go to the leaderboard? I'm going to explain to you what is going on because some of you are suffering and you don't have to. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. You can. And if you haven't purchased my book, it was a download and I was told it had to come out now. Why? It is expansive. It talks about the tipping point. It talks about the knowing. What's the knowing? Well, it's the last chapter. And that takes us into a space where all of a sudden, as painful as this is, it makes sense. We know why we're doing all of this. And we know that we can actually celebrate and, yes, enjoy this crazy game we call life on planet Earth. All right, I've been going through a few things here recently. Maybe you have, and it's more shifts, more change, more things in your face that you have to be aware of. More opportunities to change, more either collaboration or some people just, separating. I'm finding collaborations happening more. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it. So maybe it's brought to your attention that there's some changes that you could make because maybe your communication is being misinterpreted. And if you pay attention to that and you don't go up in arms with your ego, you'll benefit from that communication. And people are now starting to communicate because they're understanding, well, a very big group is understanding that none of us does things purposely to be mean. And if we do mean things, it's not purposely to be mean. We're coming from a place of fear and lack of love, so we think, and anger and all those things. So it's never personal. So when we see others that way, all of a sudden we realize, wait a second, I'm not seeing a person who's just right or wrong or, is a jerk. I'm seeing a hurt puppy. What do? They bite because they've been hurt. They don't know kindness anymore. So they're biting. And if we don't step up to the plate and shine our light to let them at least know that we have compassion, and that when they make different choices, we'll be there for them. If we don't do that, we're not doing our job. So I hope you'll subscribe. There's a lot of subjects that we're going to cover. We're going to more and more empower you. That's really my whole focus right now, is to empower you. Let's take you to that next level of expansion, manifesting. There's nothing you can't change. Nothing. You are the power of the universe. And so let's kick in and start to use it and stop the limiting thoughts that tell you anything else. It's just a belief. You have to believe it. Where does it come from? The programming, from the fear-based people and the control people or whatever. Now, we're going to see people in power right now. They're going to do stuff that's going to blow your mind and shock you. So what I want you to remember is, there is no ultimate right or wrong. So if you're believing in something and you believe that that is the be-all, end-all, they have the answers or they're perfect or whatever, then you're going to find out real quick that's absolutely not true, because everybody here has every aspect of the dynamics of being a human. They're going to make mistakes. Sometimes they'll allow ego to get. I know some spiritual teachers. I got to think of his name. I'll put it here if I can remember it. He was a major dude, British, and he was like, I'd say like 15 years ago maybe, or more. And he was teaching some pretty cool stuff. And I found out that they were, him and his colleagues at events, you know, hooking up with underage girls and having them wear bikinis and stuff. And remember, these people are human, and everybody on this planet is human. So when you put all your trust into somebody because you believe that they are, you know, this flawless being, well, here we're not meant to be this absolute euphoric, perfect energy field. We already are that, but we're playing something else. Play it out. So never put your absolute trust or beliefs in another person. You got to go from here. And you know what that is. So I see people coming back together. I've had several friends that I haven't really been communicating with for whatever reasons. And we're coming back together. We're not even discussing that we haven't talked to each other because it's irrelevant. I see relationships repaired. I see communication for the betterment, not like chastising or, you know, making somebody feel bad, or, you know, I see people saying, you know, let me point something out, because, and if we do this together, it'll improve what we're trying to create here. That's going on big time. Looking at yourself and saying, how can I improve my life? How can I improve my communication with people? How can I improve how I'm contributing to the planet? It's going to 100% be your focus if you want to go into that new world where we are working together as one, because now we realize everybody has those human flaws purposely. It allows us to experience it and to test other people. Maybe this perfect person all of a sudden goes off the deep end. You're like, what? You know, marriages. How many people have like, what was that? You know, and all kinds of relationships, you know, work. All of a sudden this perfect place is like just absolutely a mess. And so you're going to start to see behind the veils. I saw a couple sessions of American Greed, and I got to admit, I did watch it because I actually knew the people in there, because I'm a former investment banker, and I know a lot of those people. And I watched it. I went, oh my gosh, this is hysterical. And I was just fascinated with it. And I thought, these things are going to come to light now, that these people that appear to have so much power and wealth and whatever, you're going, oh my gosh, he's doing all the right things, or she's doing all the right things. And behind the curtain is, you know, smoke and mirrors. So don't think somebody else has the answers. Don't think somebody else has, you know, has it made. I want you to understand your power and that there's nothing you can't change. So, and you know, a lot of times people, especially women, they look at other women, oh, I wish I was her. And then if you knew what was going on behind the veils, you wouldn't want that at all. So never wish to be someone else. You are absolutely perfect. You are perfect. You don't have to act a certain way because people don't approve of you. You don't have to do something for a living because you're told that that's what you're supposed to do. Or maybe, you know, not get divorced because you're not supposed to do that. It's time to step out of the box and let all these rules that humans have made for one another, let them go. Because this is the turning point of the new era. And so it is repair, communications, improve, constantly improving on this. How can I, as a human being, be my maximum best? You know, the only regrets I have are when I didn't put 100% in. And I look back at a few times when I thought I could have done better. And I knew it at the time. Sometimes you're tired and sometimes you just, you know, whatever. But don't miss these opportunities to put 100% in. What can I do? Without sacrificing your own health and happiness, of course, we want that. And you can have that. So this is a world where you can have the passion, the purpose, the positive impact. You guys who are my internet training digital explorers, that's my whole business is based on that. And then profits. So we want the profits, of course, but not without the passion, purpose, and the positive impact that is producing those profits. So we're going in a world where there's a balance. And so before it was, passion, purpose, I'm broke. That's why you got these gurus saying, never go after your passion. I'm like, the heck I'm not going to. If I'm going to make money, I want to do it, doing something I love. But here's the thing about that. Now you have to think like a business person. So we're melding these things, spirituality and science together. They are one and the same. There's no separation in them. So you either love what you do and or you don't, or it's destructive or whatever. You can just make a change. You can go into something amazing. It's possible. We have options now. People out there are creating platforms for you to become whatever you want. Right? And when you're open to it, it will show up for you. So I want you to just recognize that this is now, we're doing the work. We're doing the work. And it's not them, because I hear some of you in the comments, it's always, oh, they're this in the world. I'm like, hello, McFly. You're looking at this? What about this? Why are you thinking that? Because this needs work. Are people doing stupid crap? Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, that's part of the part and parcel. Is that a real phrase? I probably got that wrong. That's part of the package. We signed up. So let it go. Don't judge it. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, I have a video coming up because I've got something happening to me, and it's pretty profound. And it is the life review without the near-death experience. Are you going through that? That's my next video. It's blowing my mind. I want to share that with you. So work on it, work on it. Somebody tells you, something about yourself. Think good and hard about it. Is there truth in that? Can I improve because of this comment that they made? Can I be better? Maybe I have to work on myself. Maybe I don't have to be a know-it-all with my friends and family. But I'm right. And maybe you're causing conflict. It's time to do that. Maybe there is no one person that has the answers, and you're saying, yes, they will, solve our problems. No, they won't. This does. And so this is 100% what we have to go into. I read the Master Key System for you the other day. Nobody wants that stuff, right? You guys, I got a couple thousand views. No, you want me to tell you what your future is. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you're creating it, and it's going to be massively amazing. I do get insights. As I shared with you, I had a premonition that it was Christmas time, and whoever was in the White House was going to be leaving. It was very somber. Well, I was right. That was before Biden even stepped down. Biden steps down, and Harris didn't make it. I always thought about that later on. I thought, well, I'm thinking the premonition meant Biden's going to lose, but the premonition, when Harris stepped up, I realized that had to include Harris. Otherwise, there'd be a celebration in the White House because she's part of that cabinet. They would have been celebrating, even though it was Harris, not Biden. So start to pay attention. You're going to get all kinds of signs, and you'll get those premonitions, because now, as we make choices, we're going to create that. But we can change it anytime. We can change our pathway at any moment. This is critical. So work on this. Meditation's powerful. Whenever I meditate, amazing things happen because I'm clearing out things and I'm connecting to that all power that I am, and so are you. All right, so this is Digital Explorers. You entrepreneurial? Come on over. Free masterclass. I talk about what doesn't work, what does work that we're doing, and why we should start choosing to earn money as entrepreneurs. This is an entrepreneurial thing. Why we should choose to make money online in a way that's going to absolutely transform how businesses are created and launched and scaled. It's going to be a totally different ballgame. It's how we should be operating at all times. Absolutely. So if you're interested in that, you need no experience. You don't have to know what you want to do. We find it all. This is free. And I was going to do Breakthrough Fears of membership, but apparently, no matter what kind of breaks I give my students, people that don't take action just don't take action, no matter what kind of deal you give them. So I'm pulling the deal. If you're right, we always have excuses, don't we? And then you finally get the opportunity, and you go, oh well, and you make more excuses. It's up to you. It's your life. But, you're going to come back again if you don't accomplish your goals, so get busy. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.